Playing some tricks with the cameras there. And in the top right-hand side of the map, it is for Team Liquid. He is 29-3 or 29-2 in maps against his opponent. It is Kelazhur.
And spawning down in the bottom left, winning 2 maps so far. Can he improve that record? For Team Super, it's eGGz.
Listen, this is a little bit personal for me. Kelazhur is 24-3 against me all time. Ooh. So this is eGGz's opportunity to surpass my score, or to bury himself deeper into the claws of Kelazhur. One of his many victims. Kelazhur has quite a few of those, and not that many nemesis apparently.
Yeah, I believe it. He's a tough opponent, and
a little bit
he's
of a beast.
Difficult to outplay. Who are some of his other victims?
Eric.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It says plus 80, so he has beat him 80 more times than he has lost to him. Yeah. So there's Cham plus 74, not much better.
Oh my.
Jim Rising 36, Ryu, my compatriot, plus 32. eGGz plus 27, and I don't feature on his victims anymore, but I imagine I am right next down the list after eGGz. So eGGz really did me a solid there.
Nice job. Thank you, eGGz. Looking to maybe knock himself off that list and replace him with you. We're going to see Kelazhur. Okay, so it is a 16 pool 6-ling opener out of eGGz. Kelazhur decides to scout all the way into the main base with that SCV. He wanted to see if there was a Roach Warren being built, and he sees that there's not. So that's good information. And he actually catches these lings out on the map, and he's going to be able to kill all 3 of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, this Reaper's just going to have an easy time clearing that out. And this is already a really poor start for eGGz, right? Who commits into lings after that earlier pool. Okay, cute. Kelazhur should know that there's at least 1 ling missing because they hatch in pairs.
Well, he also he saw the other 3, so he knows that there's 3 lings somewhere on the map. So the fact that he's going across the map is surprising.
Yeah, luckily for him, he's gonna finish right in the nick of time. I'm sure he wasn't, thinking, okay, like I'm gonna finish this with half a second to spare.
Yeah,
but he does.
Oh, well now, okay, so he does lose the SCV, but he gets a drone on the other side of the map, denies the 3rd hatchery, and that's worth it for sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he finished the CC, right? Like, obviously, if he knows he's going to finish the CC, then this move is just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, if eGGz had gotten the cancel on the CC, all of a sudden this move was pretty reckless. And as we saw, it was a very close affair that is nearly impossible to account for consciously, right? So a little bit of luck going the way of Kelazhur, fair to say.
Yeah. Or maybe he was just thinking that his opponent wouldn't be as decisive, wouldn't immediately go across the map. So... And maybe he was thinking that if he did, that he would see the lings. But perhaps. Yeah, there is a little bit of kind of RNG to that, or not even RNG, but like
not really RNG, just you're leaving to measure, yeah.
Exactly, you're leaving it up to chance a little bit, because you can't possibly have that information. Oh my goodness, eGGz coming in with the fastest double evo. Wow.
Wow. Let's see if this works out. Kelazhur, nasty focus firing on that drone. I mean, that was excellently done there. If there is no RNG there whatsoever, he targets the drone that is in between the 2 mineral patches, so that it's harder to micro away, harder to evacuate. You have to turn the corner of the mineral patch on exit. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it makes it much easier to get that drone, and then grenades him out of the mineral line as well. So perfectly placed grenade, just expertly done from Kelazhur there to pick off a drone. And,
yeah,
he's one of the best players in the world with Reapers, really.
Phenomenal. With eGGz, what he's doing, oh man, he doesn't actually have a ton of lings. They're not set up well to deal with this. And with no queens really in position, Kelazhur's going to just run on in. 2 of the Hellions will get picked off, but there's still enough to one-shot drones. I am very worried about eGGz right now. We're going to see a couple of drones falling. Good splits from him so far. Ooh, the last couple of Hellions. Okay. Doesn't actually take anywhere near as much damage as I thought. But
does make a lot of links, though.
Yes, and he was committing a lot of resources to that early 1-1. So his drone count was already well behind what you would want it to be at this point.
He's gonna Baneling Bust, the classic. But there's a Banshee out, so... He was hoping to Baneling Bust, I should say. With that Banshee out, I don't think he should anymore, but he might try to, just because he made this many links, right? That's gonna heavily cut into his worker production. We see 44 workers to the 46 of Kelazhur. He has to do some damage. It's just so unlikely, unless...
Oh.
I mean, Kelazhur's moving out.
Yeah, that's actually potentially best case scenario. Only thing is that now there's not going to be really anything that deals with this at home. There's not going to be any Lings to deal with a Hellion run by. We are seeing the Banshees absolutely feasting right here on these drones. So many drones falling. 11 drones go down. The Banelings, they will just... Well, there we go. They actually do go up and blow that up. Stim just finishing in the nick of time. But the Marines not being paid attention to. But meanwhile, another Hellion run by comes in on the third base. And eGGz is looking... Oh, he's going to find this siege tank. These are 1-1 Lings. But it's not going to be enough.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, there's going to be a few more Lings spilling in. But Kelazhur knows that he can just go back and defend. This is a heavy commitment from eGGz. And Kelazhur has managed to handle it by the looks of it. So he should be just fine as he starts his own 1-1. Even pulls back the Banshees somewhat unnecessarily. And yeah, I mean, that is the ideal situation for eGGz as well. Because if Kelazhur had just been home, then he takes no damage and he's just far ahead. Given the chaos of the situation, eGGz at least manages to kind of like have a chance to do a little bit more, but doesn't really end up materializing in the way that he would have liked. So Kelazhur still ends up with the advantage.
Yeah, and a pretty massive advantage at that. The only advantage right now that eGGz has is that he's got that 1-1 done, but his worker count is still so down in the dumps relative to where you want it to be at this stage of the game. I don't know what you can really do here. He's going to get Bane speed. He's going to start up a fourth hatchery, but he's doing this on such a small drone count that, like, the fourth hatchery doesn't even really get any value for you.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just claiming real estate with it, but there's not much for it to do. Like you said, I mean, he's not even working off of 3-base saturation properly, and now adding gases is going to make it even more difficult to saturate all of his bases. He is so far away from that task, where meanwhile Kelazhur is ahead in workers by 9 and has mules working for him as well. Non-stop production of SCVs, and now Bio, he's going to catch up in upgrades in a second. And eGGz hasn't done anything to really capitalize on that upgrade lead, which was the only thing that he had going for him. And I mean, it's not like he could have, right? Like he can't magically make money and spend it, so it's not really his fault. But he's in a lot of trouble.
Yes, and Kelazhur is going to start up his +2 weapons quite a bit faster than that of his opponent. And there's that +2 armor as well, just waiting for that gas. And this is looking like a push that eGGz is going to have a nightmare dealing with.
Look at the little scarab there, or whatever that was. There's an insect that I had never seen there. You see it?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe different graphic settings?
Oh, do you see it, Neil? I'm not sure if Neil sees it. I mean, it's close by.
Oh, he shakes his head with the camera.
He did not see it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he didn't see it. He shook his head with the camera. That was cute.
What?
Little Ling counterattack going to come on in, but during all this, fourth base falls. Lings get deflected. Oh, they will get 11 SCVs. Actually, a lot of friendly fire from that tank, it seems like, on the high ground. I think the tank might have killed more SCVs than the actual Lings did. Okay, no, Kelazhur killed 3 of his own SCVs versus 8 SCVs killed by eGGz. We are going to see a huge Baneling run by trying to come into the natural. Kelazhur, is going to respond. There's the splits coming out. Very nice. Quick reaction time from Kelazhur. Those were some
indeed. I mean, he's like 70 supply ahead. It's just not looking like anything is going in eGGz's favor. And I am surprised. I have examined this thing. It's not really a scarab. It's like a Zerg egg or something of the sorts. Right there in the middle of the map. It's like green and yellow. It's not in the middle of the map. I'm sorry. It's to the... Can I ping it? If I ping it, will you see it?
I think I'll see it.
I don't think I can ping it. Oh well. But this game looks like it's over. I mean, Kelazhur just has way too much. And eGGz is in shambles.
Yes, he is getting scrambled as we speak.
LOL.
LOL. I like that. He's going to try and retake this base. That was one of the most optimistic moves you'll see in a game of StarCraft. He's going to try and clean up this army, and there's not a lot on the low ground, so he might be able to get a nice little fight. Ooh, nice positioning on the Hellbats, and the tank target fire on the Banes was so nice.
Yeah, I mean, a nice cleanup for Eggs, just kind of flexing his abilities, but this game is not gonna turn in his favor in anytime soon. There's really, you know, it's pretty gone, right? Like, I've never seen a comeback of this magnitude, I think, so it's just an issue of him realizing that it's done. I hate when this happens because I feel bad, you know, saying like it's just over, but it is just over.
Oh my, what?
What?
Wait, what is happening? One of those Marines is on a rock.
I think you're crazy now.
Maybe.
Wait,
I mean,
one of these ones that got dropped? One of these guys?
It was like on a slightly higher elevation. No, it's fine, it's fine. We are going to be seeing... Y'all's just like, you guys are trolling me. Look at the target fire.
The fancy target fire there. Gets like 1 or 2 banelings, but that's going to be it. Gonna have to evacuate for now. And by this time...
oh, look at that. There's like red fireflies in the tree. That's pretty cute.
Oh, there is. I see those.
And like yellow ones as well. There's yellow ones.
There's both. There's both.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kelazhur, he is going to try and put us and Eggs out of this misery.
I like that. I mean, you know, you gotta, I don't know, like, I guess it gives Eggs hope. It would kill my hope if my opponent just tanks the banelings to the face.
And still wins the fight.
Right, yeah, decisively, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know really what Kelazhur is waiting for here. He's got a gigantic army ready to go. He's playing very patiently right now, and Eggs is, you know, to say he's on life support would be a complete lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, the Banes. Okay, the Widowmines don't get the connections right there.
Yeah, the Banes actually manage a huge connection. If he gets another 17 or so in a row of those, then maybe he'll begin a comeback.
There's the army.
Oh, there it goes. All right. I mean,
look at how many medevacs.
Like, Jesus.
He's got 12 medevacs.
H.
He's got like 1,200 energy. Like, no, he's got like 1,500 energy worth of healing.
That is insane. How much do you heal per energy? 1?
3 per 1.
Oh, really? Wow, that's a lot of help.
Yeah, he can heal a lot. He could stim like, actually, someone could do the math on this. He could probably stim his whole army like 30 times and still heal it back to full before running out of energy.
GG gets gold. All right.
Incredibly close game towards the end there.
Sheesh. I mean, that was an extra, what, like 7 to 8 minutes that were completely unnecessary. And Diego looking a little bit like, I'm not sure what he's looking like. Maybe like thinking about how he should have closed that game earlier.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it's possible. He might be thinking like, oh.
Or maybe he's chilling, you know, like when you're in that commanding of a lead, maybe you think, okay, like let's just wear down our opponent a little bit. You know, it's the mental fatigue as well.
Yeah. I mean, or you know what? Maybe he just enjoys being in a good position. Maybe he just likes winning for so long.
Yeah, it's also likely that he just didn't know how far ahead he was. It's very difficult to know how far ahead you are after things like baneling busts, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah, it's just so difficult from the turn perspective. You hold the baneling bust and you're like, okay, like cool. How much of a commitment was that? It was a pretty huge commitment, it turns out, because X was playing off of a failed 16 pool 6 link commitment early on, right?
Yep. So, and didn't get anything done with it.
No, not a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope the rest of the games are a little bit closer than that, is what I will say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this game would have been perfectly fine if X tried something, it didn't work. All right, let's get out. But you have to admire as well the courage to stay there, in spite of being 130 supply down at some points, right? And you have to commend him for that. I mean, he's got a lot of energy probably to go around, and that's good on him.
Yeah, you know what? His schedule is clear for the rest of the day. He's like,
seriously, yeah.
He's like, this is the only series I gotta play. I mean, what am I gonna do?
True that, yeah. Yeah, it's true. So Moondance. I mean, Moondance is a very interesting map. I'm sure we can definitely see some interesting strategies here on the side of the Zerg player, as well as the Terran with that tucked-in base and how defensive this map can be. And yeah, it's one of my favorite maps in this new map pool. It is a different map that offers for, you know, a little bit of diverse gameplay as compared to the other maps. So pretty cool stuff. And in the bottom right-hand side, it is for Team Liquid, Kelazhur.
And his opponent, spawning up in the top left. Do you like him scrambled? Do you like him sunny side up? He's Eggs.
He likes it sunny side up, no doubt, right?
Yeah, it's important to look on the sunny side of things. He's going for a 16 pool again.
Okay,
and
interesting.
Yeah. Let's see if he's able to get anything done with this. Or maybe he goes for a Roach follow-up this time.
I wouldn't mind that. It's a very short map. Shortest,
yeah.
in fact.
Shortest, in fact. Yeah. 31 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is from ramp to ramp. The Team Liquid, that's their measurements. And if you look at the main base, it's not particularly large. So, you know, accounting for the fact that the eggs hatch in the main for something like roaches, that's even extra time shoved off as compared to other maps that have a larger main. Because, yeah, again, the time 31 seconds that you're saying is from the main ramp to the main ramp.
Yeah, exactly. It is a short rush distance map.
Very much so.
Going to be sixlings again. And, okay, no, he's going for the queen. So it is not going to be that Roachborn push.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Interesting, right? Because this just failed.
Scout. Yeah. And I mean, Kelazhur's going to scout again, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's going to see two links.
He might have seen all four. I'm not sure. I didn't quite snap my head over to look at Nyal's feed right in time, but he's going to be able to see that there is no Roach warning.
Okay, interesting.
We do have a... Kelazhur! Oh.
That's the most exciting moment in all of the series so far. Kelazhur even dropping a grenade, the animal. He is going to get that distance that he was looking for. Now with the Marine, should be no problem.
Oh, don't lose the Marine. Keep it alive. It's fine.
We good.
All right. Okay.
So that didn't work out again.
Yeah. And it unless he moves out right now, it will not get this SCV on the command center once
Do you
again.
think he'll do it on game 3 as well?
The 16 pool?
Yeah.
Jeez, I hope not.
16 pool, 6 links. Because I wonder what the reasoning was to do it twice in a row, right? Like, it was probably something like, he's probably not going to scout me twice in a row. But I find that if you are the overdog, if you are the player that's, like, definitely favored against your opponent, like, if you drop 2 maps and 129, you know, you probably don't cut on the SCV scout, you know?
Yeah, probably not.
Like, if the foot's on the other shoe, I could see him thinking, okay, like, he's scouted this time, but surely he tries to cut a corner the next time around, and then maybe that works, but...
Oh, did the Reaper... What did it get? It just got a creep tumor, didn't it? Oh, that's pretty nice. Did it get a creep? Yeah, it did. Oh, man. Good stuff from Kelazhur. Marine and another SCV did go down, so, you know, he's getting at least something with it. I'm not a huge fan of this, but... maybe his whole intention is to try and keep the Reaper at home, and then he does something sneaky behind it. And it will, in fact, be a quick layer. Second gas. Well, what do you think we're going to see? Is this going to be Mutas, or is this going to be like a Nidus Worm or something?
I sure hope it's something like a Nidus Worm. Yeah, I mean, he's playing from fairly far behind already, right? Like 32 workers to 30. That is a pretty good position for the Terran. Kelazhur is actually this could be a good move for Eggs, but no, Kelazhur's not going to end up overcommitting. And on the other side, actually, Eggs from finding a little bit of damage with these 4 links. Next 2 links are going to pop up, and yeah, never mind. They will be fended off.
That feels like game 1 as well. It's like, you want to get excited, and then, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Eggs is going to start to drone up behind this, but once again, his worker count is not where it wants to be. He is going up to 4 gases. So this has got to be Mutas right here. And Kelazhur, I mean, he's on 3 command centers. His stim just started up. He's basically equal on workers for the moment. This is a pretty huge lead for Kelazhur unless Eggs can get something massive done.
Yeah, with not a lot happening, and this is why Zergs don't usually open with 6 links off of the pool first. Like, I've seen Serral do that and still feel comfortable, you know, like where it's like, oh yeah, I don't really feel behind after that. But that's just because he's Serral, so like he is behind as hell. It's just that he recovers.
Well, I wouldn't even say behind as hell, but like you need to get something, or you need to have a game plan out of it, you know?
Yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like if you use the links to keep your opponent's Reaper out on the other side and then follow it up with Roaches or something like that, right? And then you all in off of that, cool. Macro-wise, though, I mean, you've committed to the earlier pull. Not ideal versus the hatchery, right? But also not the biggest deal. You can pull first and be similar in terms of economy to a hatch first player. It's not the biggest difference in the world, right? But then when you make 6 links instead of 3 drones that early on, when 3 drones represents like, I don't know, something like 15 to 20% of your economy, you are setting yourself massively behind, and you're really putting a lot of weight on those 6 links.
Yeah.
To do something. 3 more drones will go down.
Now, if you're well known, what I'm more so thinking, double Baneling.
Okay.
This is the most random run by.
Oh, I mean,
it gets 5 SCVs, but it looked like it could have gotten like 12.
Yeah.
Oh man, how many SCVs are low in the natural? It's like that's a lot of low SCVs.
That's a lot,
1, 2, 3, 4. I think that is like 7 or 8. The Mutas though, with their splash damage, are going to come on in. Might be able to finish off a lot of those low SCVs. Liberator is finding a ton of damage.
All right, beautiful. And he's going to target them too. Kind of. All right, so 4 more SCVs go down. That's something. On the other side, the Hellions do get caught, but 13 workers have fallen to them and the Liberator primarily.
Eggs is, well, he once again finds himself down quite a few workers.
Like a lot,
yep. And it's not like we're at like 90 SCVs and 75 drones where it's like, okay, you still have a solid economy. This is a great run by into the natural, though. That's going to find a lot of value.
Yeah, it goes into the 3rd as well. If there were a potential 4th, if there was something there for Kelazhur that would have been really nice. Maybe Kelazhur didn't notice and he can morph some Banelings there.
I was thinking Banes. Banes would be good. Eggs actually puts himself up in workers for a moment. 18 SCVs just went down. This is the kind of maneuver that he needs to make. And then he F2s the links back.
That's so sad. I mean, those links could have been an ace in the hole, right? If we look at the natural base, there's still a couple of orange SCVs that could have been taken down, and maybe he could have just bid his time and gone for those Banelings like we were talking about. So,
Eggs is still all in, by the way. He is continuing to morph in pure units, not building any drones. He just got a single Evo chamber, which I wonder. Okay, it's going to be for Carapace. He's just getting 1 upgrade.
The chat has so many egg jokes, by the way. Or should I say egg yolks? Like Niall would say.
Chat's pretty cracked.
I like it.
Yep. That's, that one was for you. 2 more Evo chambers coming down. Okay. Eggs. I mean, he's looking around with the Mutas. The Mutas do have a decent number. Combat Shields is not done, but I mean, it's going to finish up in like 10, 15, 20 seconds. Can he dive this turret? He's going to try. Kelazhur?
Yeah. Not paying attention fast enough. Oh, okay. He turns to it. You need 14 Muta for that. That's not 14 Muta, so... Yeah, I mean, he gets the full surround. That was 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 Muta on site. 12 Muta. It was now 11, but then it was 12 going up against the turret, and he should know. Oh, actually, Kelazhur didn't repair that one in time. Got the surround, but didn't click on it.
It actually was 14 Mutas, yeah.
Oh, it was 14 Muta to start?
Yeah, but I don't think they attacked right away. Not all of them. And they didn't have +1 attack or +2 or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is an old calculation that I made, but what I thought was, I remember thinking at least, if I don't have 14 Muta and they start repairing, they always get the repair off, like fully.
Ah, true.
So it's not like they want like 14 Muta one-shot turrets or anything like that.
Yes, yeah, but you can like
out-DPS the repair, yeah.
Yeah. He was close. He almost did, but he was also... So the thing is, he started with 14 Muta, but he lost like 1, 2, and then 3. pretty quickly. We are seeing some great Mutamicro so far, to be honest. He's getting a lot of pickoffs, and Kelazhur has kind of let eGGz do what he wants to do. The thing is, even with all of this, it's still a horrible economy for eGGz. And Kelazhur is still advancing his position in this game, and his 2-2 timing is going to hit like a truck.
Like a truck. I mean, yeah, let's see if there's any stopping here. Two Muta are going to fly over the Marines. Okay, good reaction time.
Nice.
Very good reaction time from eGGz. The boy from Colombia, same as Shakira, I gotta say.
You know what? I asked for a closer game, and it's not close yet. But
it's
eGGz
closer
is
than
making
the first
plays
one.
way closer than the first one.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, it's more.
The supplies are the same number of digits.
Yeah.
So
that is always a
that's
good
a big start right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, eGGz is making some great moves. Nice dodge against that Widow Mine, forces the army back. He's gonna get into the natural, finds a little bit of damage. Well, I mean, he takes out one turret, but once again, the repair is good. I gotta say though, eGGz is looking a lot better in this game than he did in game number 1.
No, without a doubt. I mean, he has been playing from behind the entire time. And that is a little bit of what the turnoff is for me, right? Because I feel like he can play a straight-up game against Kelazhur and give him a fight for his life and maybe take, at least a game or two in this series. But at this stage, I mean, opening twice with the same opening, that is the part that's disappointing to me because he is putting himself in a position where he has to make better plays than his opponent to catch back up. And he is the underdog going into this, right? Like, yeah, he beat Special, but yeah, I mean, Special has always not, or this season not looked the best. This is fine. This is good, right?
I mean, well, okay, he only loses 5 mutas. I thought it was actually going to be more than that because it was 2-2 Marines, but there was an overwhelming number of mutas. Yeah. It's still not the kind of trade that I would look for when I'm behind, but I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I thought it was going to be like 9 or 10 dead mutas for those Marines. Instead, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of Zerg players, even at the highest level, are very hesitant to trade in against Marines with Muta. So the reaction to the Marines is, oh, Marines, that is bad. I gotta run away.
Yeah.
But sometimes the Muta can just trade, and so I like that eGGz actually went for that. It maybe wasn't the best or most ideal trade, but in so long as the Muta are already there and in position to deal with it and can punish the medevacs, right? You gotta be able to assess and be like, okay, like that's actually good enough for me to take. And good Widow Mines though. Nasty good against Lingbane Muta. I love that, just leaving some Widow Mines out on the map.
It's so good. It's so good because as a Mutilating Bane player, you have so much to think about already. Yeah. You got to have your creep spread effective. You got to be injecting constantly. You want to be going Ling run-bys, Bane run-bys, Mutamicro. You have to babysit those Mutas so attentively. And so then adding something additional to the mix for the Zerg players' macro cycle where they have to worry about Widow Mines that are just smattered around the map.
Like this,
It's very, very frustrating.
Extremely frustrating, and that is the word that I was gonna use. As soon as you were done talking, I was gonna say frustrating, and then you said frustrating, and I was like frustrating because it is so freaking frustrating. Like if you're a Zerg player, you know, like I don't get frustrated easily that fast. Like I am usually pretty calm and chill when I'm playing StarCraft. I'm like, yeah, nothing really bothers me. But when there's Widow Mines scattered all over the place, I am so frustrated.
It's extremely frustrating.
Extremely frustrating.
3-3 is done right now for Kelazhur. 1-2, we're going to see a wraparound. Oh, but the splits from Kelazhur are going to be based as hell. And eGGz, he's been behind all game. He made a fight of it, but Kelazhur, I mean, he's just too good.
He's just a little bit too powerful. And yeah, unfortunately for eGGz, he's had the right ideas. Like even that engagement, right? If you are on even circumstances. I mean, the last couple of banings did connect. It's just he just needed a little bit more punching power, and he needed a little bit more punching power at every stage of this game. So as much as this looks a little bit like a massacre, it's so difficult because at every fight he has been at a disadvantage, and he did have some good moves, eGGz that is. He had some good run-bys, he had some good bane links connecting here and there, and he had, good control with the Muta, like pretty close calls onto the turrets where all of a sudden maybe he could have snowballed that into a better advantage, killing some more drones, SCVs, and just it's an issue of very small numbers of units will make such a huge difference in StarCraft 2 that it really just ends up piling up, and this one is done.
Yes, it is done and dusted. GG well played gets called. Kelazhur finishes the game once again maxed out against a sub 100 supply Zerg. And despite a much closer game, I mean, Diego shows us his quality.
Yeah, I mean, Diego is an absolute animal, especially in this matchup. It's always going to be it's always one of my favorite matchups to watch him play, in particular because he is just so good with the multitasking. He is so good with the Reapers. He is a little bit nasty with the mines. He was the biggest fan of Polt back when Polt was at the top of the Terran scene, because he admired Polt's ability to always make the right decisions, and that is kind of what he aims at, right? Like, yeah, back then, you know, I was like, really? Like, does Polt make the right decisions all the time, Diego? But Diego always thought, yeah, Polt makes all the right, and that's always kind of his aim. So it's really cool to watch him play, especially in this matchup. I think Kela lived with the guy for like 3 years, and it's good to see him do as well as he's doing.
Yeah, hey, he's doing very well. He's playing extremely clean, well done indeed, and yeah, that's going to be the name of the game for this series so far. Looks like Data C is going to be game number 3. Yep. What do you think the odds are that we see another 16 pool 6 lane opener with nothing else spicy?
Sadly, I think it's like 20%. And I really hope that that's, you know, that we don't see the 20%, because if we see another one of those, I am shutting up for the next 3 minutes of the broadcast. Do we have a deal? Because I'll be so infuriated at the misrepresentation of Colombia and Shakira from eGGz that I will just not say anything if we see another 16 pool.
All right, that's fine.
Data C, as we are loaded into the map, and in the bottom left-hand side for Team Liquid, it is, give it up for the best Brazilian player to ever play since Hellghost. That's a recall and a half. It's Diego Swimmer, or Diego Schwimmer, Kelazhur.
And his opponent, spawning up at the top right for Bounty Hunter Gaming. He's doing something different. It is eGGz.
Was that technically a 16 pool still, though?
Nope, that was a 13-12.
Okay, well, at least it's gonna be quick and dirty. But
it's gonna be quicker, that's for sure.
Yeah, is this gonna be a Roach follow-up or a Ling bust?
I think this will just be a Ling Bane all in, I think.
Okay. I mean, he's been scouted 3 times in a row, right? Because like this build, like you could just stop mining after 100 gas and look to not just deny or delay the CC on the low ground, but rather kill it with a Ling Flood if your opponent doesn't scout.
Yes.
Right? So that can be a valid strategy, and that seems like it is what he's doing.
Okay.
He's just going to get Ling Speed and go for a Ling Flood to try to deny an unscouted CC on the low ground. I am furious. So if Kelazhur doesn't scout, this will work out. If he does scout, then eGGz is dead, right?
Well, he's not in a good position, that's for sure. He is going to start the command center before he scouts. He won't have any additional information, but he's still going to be able to play defensively against this. Now,
he will have the option to, at least.
Yes.
The good thing for eGGz here, at least, is that he has shown that he isn't going for speed every other time.
Yeah.
So maybe there will be a little bit of overconfidence on the side of Kelazhur, right? Like there will be a bunker missing or something of the sorts. But if he goes into the main, scouts the gas, then it's all on Kelazhur. He's going to see additional links being made. He's going to see how late the hatchery is. He should know that something's off. I mean, this is enough information to read into it and know what's going on. He's going to scout the gas. He's going to see that there's 100 gas missing from the mining. The pool is wiggling, if that wasn't enough of a tell. And we'll see now.
So you got to cancel the command center now, right?
Probably. Was there not a Reaper? Oh, it was moving out.
Where? It's coming back home.
Oh, be careful, Diego.
Uh-oh.
Speed is about to finish.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Ooh, he's going to get to the high ground, I think. Yeah, okay, he does cancel the command center. Wise decision. Reactor is being built, and you can't repair it while it's being constructed. This is actually looking so dangerous.
Smart.
Nice wall behind us, but that reactor will go down.
Actually a wall?
Oh, he grenades him over the wall. Oh, no, Diego, not like this. He's going to lose one of the Marines.
Wait, did he grenade a Marine over the wall? No, right?
No, he grenaded 2 of the Lings, yeah.
Because that would have been hella cool if he saved his Marine by grenading him over the wall.
That would be awesome.
And that would have been,
SEV does get picked off. That is going to delay the construction, but the supply depot will still finish in. Kelazhur,
it's okay, right?
He's okay.
Playable.
He's okay. Did he cancel the reactor? Okay, he canceled the reactor. Oh, good job. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was like too focused on the actual fight. He got the cancel on the reactor. Well done.
All right. Well, Kelazhur will have a little bit of extra supply to work with there, and eGGz will take his third base. Game is playable, I think, for either side.
I think I like eGGz's position more here, I think.
Yeah,
with how much the
there
command
was a
center was
cancel.
delayed.
Yeah. I don't mind it too much. Let's look at saturation on the main base. Real quick. Yeah, so it's a little bit oversaturated, right? You would have liked for that command center to be already loaded on the other side of things. Maybe Diego could have taken an extra gas to mitigate for this, because it's been a while that he has 20 over 16 in the main mineral line, but this is a pretty unique situation.
It is a very unique situation. You don't get to practice against this very often. Now, the Roach Warren follow-up for eGGz.
Nasty.
This
I
is
like it.
gotta be an all-in, right? And it should be extremely difficult to scout, because you really don't want to move out against this until there's a wall at the natural.
Yeah, especially because Diego went for the just one gas, right? Now taking a second gas, he's not really gonna have the option to go into Banshees or tanks very easily.
Yeah.
And the Liberator is a harassing unit, as are the Hellions. Hellions obviously are dog against Roaches. And the Liberator is one of the worst units that you can get against Ravagers, if we should get to that.
Yep.
So, yeah, looking pretty good for eGGz here. Gonna get spotted now.
Did he? Okay, he did for sure see those Roaches. I was going to say, he might not have seen them, depending on how he poked. Does he have enough time to get this bunker up? I'm actually not too sure.
He's got to be time. I think with the Liberator, he will.
Yeah. eGGz is doing this off one gas, so he only has enough gas for one Ravager.
I'm very surprised that the Liberator's not just staying home. He is going for a counter offense. I think the Liberator could have served to zone these Roaches and make sure that the bunker goes up.
But
there's a tank in production.
Data C is pretty big. He's still going to get the bunker up in time.
True.
Yeah, this is looking pretty fine. Marines are going to pop into the bunker. He does need to pull these SCVs preemptively. There we go. And the Hellions, he needs to make sure those are staying safe. Oh, the Liberator on the other side of the map, I think it's going to kill... I think it's just going to kill the Queen.
Yeah, if the Queen was intended to, it's going to be an easy job for the Liberator there. If eGGz had the presence of mind to reposition that Queen right away, right? Like if he got the alert from Kerrigan or Diva or whoever his announcer is, then this would have been much easier to deal with. But yeah, I mean, that works out perfectly for Kelazhur. Didn't really need the Liberator on defense whatsoever, and actually saves it from the next Queen as well.
Yeah.
So now eGGz in a world of trouble. He's fried.
He is in a world of trouble indeed. Third command center is done. Oh, look at this. He even repaired up the Hellions. He wants to be able to run by with these, and Kelazhur getting all 4 barracks at once. Only single engineering bay, which is kind of funny. Surprised he's not just going double Evo or double NG bay. And, well, the Lings are no longer alive, which means the Roaches are trying slowly to go after this. 8 drones go down. This is a painful situation. Oh, does that...
beautiful wall of here from eGGz. But yeah, a little bit too late. And I love what you were saying, like very, very obvious that Kelazhur did want to run by with those Hellions, because obviously they do get repaired, but also he runs past the Roaches and knows that he's ahead of them on the retreat. And eGGz doesn't want to make more units, right? Because he's already far behind in units. So if he's making units, then Kelazhur knows that he has a huge eco lead, regardless of what happens. So really cool from Diego to just run past those units and go into the third, pick off additional workers.
And eGGz is going to try and follow this up with a +1 missile Roach. Oh, God. That's... Oh, he just sends it back to the natural. What?
Cute.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Loses out probably on, like, at least 1, maybe 2 trips of minerals. That's at least... Yeah, it's probably like 50 minerals down the drain.
Yeah. A little bit sad. To the mule's fault.
Yep. Liberator does come back into the main base. He also repaired this app up as well. I'm loving the moves out of Kelazhur so far.
Yeah, he's nasty good really in this matchup. And now he's going to siege another Queen who is... No!
Oh.
She was out of bounds, ref!
That's a foul. That is a foul.
That is a foul. We need a replay of that, Meow.
Yeah, I'm going to want the... can we get the VAR or whatever they use for...
Get David Kim on the line.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say get David Beckham on the line.
David Beckham.
Yeah, because they have like a new system for soccer, for football, where they
call Beckham.
No, it's like video audio review or something.
Oh, interesting. Kind of like in football,
VAR.
like in American football.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like more. They also have it in tennis, I think, too. I don't know.
I don't love that, to be honest. Just maybe this is a little bit of like the kind of take that is conservative in essence, and that I want to retain the tradition. But I like the idea of refs in soccer determining outcomes and like bad calls. Like I love the hand of God of Maradona, where he used his hand to score a goal and win a World Cup type thing. Like I think that's awesome. And I think feigning injuries is a cool skill set.
Oh my God.
So that's a little bit of drama,
You've just generally loved the direction that it's taken in the last couple of years. You're just really a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of discussion around that kind of sports is nothing's really going on here. Has to do with things like discussion around like the ref and it being right and them being right or wrong and stuff like that. And it seems like this type of system.
It does draw engagement, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When people are never more upset than when their team loses because of XYZ unfair situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think that human judgment is interesting, and we have that in courts of law and such, right? Like we have refs basically that kind of intervene and make the ultimate decision. But here we don't in StarCraft. It's all implicit in the system, in the engine. That Liberator, I swear, was out of bounds though.
Imagine you could just outvote a result. If enough people in Twitch chat decided they wanted things to go a certain way, they were just like,
that would be cool.
Well, actually, this player wins. And it's like, but they lost 3-0. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, the tribe has spoken.
Yeah, there are certain points in time where there are like lag issues and stuff like that in esports where you can actually have decisions made, right? Like where do you go back to? Like, do you restart the whole game? Or was the victory actually valid?
Yeah.
And there's some drama in chess as well. We were talking about. So yeah, there's still a little bit of that, and I think it's always a little bit spicy, a little bit cool. But even spicier is this push from Kelazhur. Not gonna care about the roaches. He's just gonna run head first onto them, burrowing the mines as he traverses the map. A nice concave here from X, but it's not gonna be sufficient. It's not looking like it.
Not yet, anyways. It is 2-1 versus 1-1 here in favor of Kelazhur. The tanks are just sieging on up. He says, I don't care about your creep spread. He is just going to stand and fight, and that big medevac energy setup has helped him out a lot here. Oh, the hot pickup on these tanks.
Hot pickup, just styling. Oh. No need for this.
There's no need.
He had a good position there. I'm pretty sure you could have traded just fine.
Yeah,
has 195 supply to 165, but gets the hot pickup instead.
He's just enjoying himself. He's just having the time of his life. He's going to take a 5th base behind this. He's got the ghosts going on as well. Cloak is on the way. That one siege tank that was left, as well as the Widow Mines, are going to get obliterated, even though they take down a couple of Lings with them. I mean, Kelazhur, he's playing a great game of StarCraft. Eggs, he has gone for this Roach Hydra Lurker composition. He's going to try and get into that. It's going to be tough, though.
Oh, Kelazhur! The F2, perhaps. That medevac, I mean, the pilot received multiple orders within seconds there. The second one, not so good. That is where I wish my units just didn't obey. They were like, no, not gonna run into those Hydras.
I would much prefer if you had ignored that order, actually. If we could just go back in time. I promise there won't be a court-martial. Ooh, this is kind of a big deal right here. He is going to find a lot of these Hydras kind of on their own. It does manage to kill off his base. The Widow Mines getting a surprising amount done against these Roaches. Not something you expect to see or hear. And the resources lost is just heavily in favor of Diego.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Diego is, like you said, playing a wonderful game. Those sensor towers looking great, well spaced. Ben's diagram has 1 CC in it, I think. That's all they have in common. That's good to know. That's good to see. Kelazhur really playing clean, playing good. Now gonna hold this watchtower and on the other side and use it as a platform to strike at 2 places at once. Take down the base. Viper does get a parasitic bomb, but Kelazhur reacts quickly, as you would expect of the Liquid player.
And meanwhile, he's going to be able to break through on this top side. Hydras are going to reinforce over. And he's actually... He will get cleaned up, but he is going to trade very efficiently once again. Oh, gets that last Hydra at the last second as well. Unfortunately for Kelazhur, he did forget his +3 armor, but he's got his +3 attack about to finish on up. Now, the Nidus Worm. That is actually eGG's biggest opportunity maybe in this entire series, is if he can get a Nidus Worm into the main base and manages to get a bunch of lurkers unloaded into there. You know, this game
that is a recipe, yeah.
Yeah, that's a recipe for victory.
I am with you. And the reason for that is, even though Kelazhur is miles away, most of the production for the Terran players is going to be situated in their main. So if you cut down that, it's like, you know, just basically like, going for the jugular, essentially, right? Like, you basically cut them from their supply. But that's, it doesn't look like it's going to be likely here. Not if eGGz wants to kind of set up shop and take the last engagement of the game here. And that looks like a little bit like what just happened, as he drops down to 155 supply. Additional lurkers here, but with Kelazhur at his doorstep, it's going to be that much harder. The Overlord is encroaching, and it drops the Nidus, but it dies a painful death. There is a tank there, and that's get siege, so Kelazhur paying attention even to that.
But he actually doesn't have the time to kill that. I think this is going to unload. Never mind, more units come up. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Here come yo boy, the Ghost, and he's going to start sniping. A lot of them are going to start sniping these lurkers. They don't want to be here. GG gets called, and Kelazhur with a clean 3-0. Very small reaction there.